So at the top of the show, I said DSW is a stock of the day. If that's the case, Burlington Coat Factory is certainly giving it a run as stock of the week. Of course, this stock has been on fire for years. It's been a huge winner. And the only disappointing thing is I bet that 99% of the people who shop here do not own the stock. Now, I personally can thank my mom. She turned me on to this store a long time ago, even though my son and my nephews and my godsons, they all drew the line a few years ago. No, we don't want anything else from Burlington. Here's the problem, okay? They insisted that I spend $100 more for this shirt, right? The polo shirt with the big logo as opposed to the polo shirt with the small logo. I'm in a position I was able to do that, but most Americans aren't. And this is why Burlington has been a huge, huge winner. Now, the moral of the story is take your mom shopping, and she will reward you with great investment advice. All right, guys, let's discuss this thing because the lower end of retail has been absolutely on fire. I know there are a lot of pros and cons to a whole lot of things, and maybe to a certain degree it reflects still anxiety amongst average people. But, Paul, you know, it's hard to argue with those charts that we're seeing and the numbers that we're getting from these companies.
Yeah, I love this space, and I've always believed that it would take a little bit of time when the gas prices went lower, that stuff would start filtering through the retail space. There's only two things you can do with all that money you're saving at the pump. You can either spend it or you can save it. Both of those are good things for the economy, but I believe more and more you're going to see, especially in the spring, retail sales, retail stocks going up.
Well, two things. One, you can't fight the charts. We just talked about the charts. The retail S&P 500 retail index, all-time high. I think this is actually a very bullish signal, in my opinion. Just like I say, all jobs, it doesn't matter if they're not good jobs, there's more jobs out there. People are spending money. The lower income bracket is spending money. They're not moving up to the mid-tier. They're spending money where they should be spending. There's more jobs out there. I think it eventually makes its way up.
But there's the nature of the stock market and investing, and this is where we can help the investors, because I got to tell you, I was in the airport yesterday, and I saw on a magazine stand, I don't know if it was Newsweek or Time or something, one of these magazines, the cover read, "Can Target get back at shoppers?" Well, the stock hit a 52 all-time high, right, today. So is the stock market now back to its traditional role as sort of a harbinger of things to come? And people have to sort of be forward-thinking and start to make these investments now as opposed to waiting later for the real evidence to materialize.
Right, so you're saying is the stock market a predictor of the economy versus or vice versa? The stock market is absolutely a predictor of the economy 3 to 9 months down the road, depending upon geopolitical events. So I agree. But the Target thing, it's fun. Where we are, Target hasn't missed a beat. People still jump into Target every moment they get. They don't go to Walmart anymore. They all go to Target now and Kohl's.
Well, is that a good thing, though? Does that mean that they stepped it up a little bit? They feel even friskier?
Yeah, so I don't see the...
I'm feeling frisky. Let's get more.
Remember the chart pouring on it.
I can see everyone now in the truck like, Dad, you missed Walmart. Yeah, I'm feeling frisky today, baby. We're going straight to Kohl's.
Or maybe they're going to Tiffany's then. But I don't see the anxiety among the lower-end shopper. I think, to Matt's point and Paul's point, I think they're there. They're saving a tiny bit. They're spending a lot of it.
I want to go to you for Scottie, but Cheryl, one of our loyal followers, thinks that we're all too overly optimistic here. Are we missing something? I mean, you're the essence of economics, right? You control the household budget.
I think you just call me cheap. No, what we're missing is a lot of these same brands hurt themselves. They created lower end lines that are going into these discount stores. And before, you could only buy the Polo Ralph Lauren when you went to the Polo store, the upper end department stores. Now you can go to the TJ Maxx's, you can go to the Ross, and you get them. It might not be the same
Anecdotally, though, are you seeing more people shopping? Are you spending more money? Are you feeling frisky?
I am seeing people more in this middle income buy more things, but they're buying, it's quantity, not necessarily quality, and that's a big thing to remember right now.
You're not going to tell us if you're frisky.
But let me just also correct one little sexist thing you said. Men might take their mother shopping. That never worked for me. My mother was much more difficult on me. I took Daddy. Daddy was a lot easier just to keep me happy.
Oh, excuse me.
There you go. You know, the Target too is they're changing strategy. They're bringing in groceries and organic food and stuff like that.
We know that really these are headline things, though. It takes a while to see if they materialize, but the point is, the stocks move up before we even see evidence that those things have worked. And I think the message for the consumer, more importantly our viewers, are if you think these things are going to work, don't wait for the numbers. If you think, I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
I would say take a page out of Peter Lynch's book. Follow the kids, see where they're shopping, see where they want to go. Those are the stores.
So I'm taking mom, she's taking dad. You're saying follow the kids.
I'm saying follow the kids.
I think the kids are too fickle. You know what I mean? I think that's how you get stuck in American Eagle.
Charles, you're a huge believer in Under Armour. And I got to tell you, I was at Dick's over the weekend,
That's was I.
People
That's
were buying
what I-
Under
All
Armour and
concerns.
Under Armour and Under Armour.
And they're pushing under their ad campaign at Christmas with Santa Claus himself branding himself with Under Armour. My
Was he
child told
dunking?
me that.
Can he dunk?
It's just what we need, more stretch fabric in America.
This is not
making America
you know what the
more
issue is, though?
beautiful.
Here's the issue. Kids are increasingly brand conscious today.
Very much. And
They don't want to go to Target and get some,
Wait a minute, weren't
Target
they in
brand.
the 80s that way as well, though? I mean, we were a very materialistic society in the 80s. Are we returning
We're not
back
materialistic
to
today, though. But also, don't forget, not only are we seeing it at the lower end level, but still the upper end stores are doing a really good job as well. We're seeing across the
I've been
economy.
hitting some of these upper end stocks. I mean, the Tiffany's of the world feels like they struggled a little
Nordstrom's,
bit.
But then look at Ralph Lauren that got, schnockered not too long ago.
Yeah, some of these upper end names, I mean, it feels like maybe at the bottom, it's a bottoms up sort of kind of recovery.
I think that's because, out there you have the cash-strapped consumer, right? We talked earlier about how there's a lack of wage growth. They do have to spend. They're looking for value. That's why I think you're seeing stores like the one you mentioned or Ross stores and
Are
others.
there any stores I didn't mention, outside of DSW, Burlington, some other names that it's not too late to buy?
Marshalls, maybe?
TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx. TJ
Yeah.
symbol.
Best
TJ
Buy
Maxx.
and Bed Bath and Beyond, these are real value stocks right now.
You picked two names that were supposed to be dead 3 years ago because of the internet boom, and now you're saying not only are they alive, but they're going to continue to do well.
And they are doing well.
Really?
Yeah.
You would buy Best Buy?
I own Best Buy and I own Bed Bath and Beyond, mainly because they're so undervalued.
It's kind of recreated. But Best Buy's done a good job of when Circuit City went out. They
Right.
said, "Uh-oh." I think they've done a really good job recreating themselves.
Remember Circuit City, just more of a business lesson, when they decided to help the company, they would fire their best salespeople? That was after they turned down a takeover bid that was a 50% premium.
That was a mistake.
There's got to be some college course somewhere with the Circuit City management on what not to do. How to destroy a company in 2 easy steps. All right, guys,
Solid
thanks
brand.
a lot.